everyone. Um, it's good to see you guys. I am officially trying to stream on multiple platforms. We'll see how that works. Can't guarantee it's going to. But I'm super excited because today I'm going to talk about the Strangelight Kickstarter that I got today. Super awesome. And yeah, let's see how it looks. Let me actually turn down the background music a little bit. I had it a little loud. I can't be too loud tonight because I already tucked all the kids and everyone into bed, and you know, now it is me. All right. So there's several different things in the box. It's a pretty big box, pretty awesome. Hopefully the camera doesn't freak out a little bit. I'll be honest, I was a little nervous. So the top of the box was bent in, and this was all like crushed like that. So I pushed it back. Luckily, none of the minis broke, which is really cool because I was kind of worried about that. The plastic casing broke, but it just shows that they packed these suckers. Oh, sorry, that's made a lot of noise. Really well. All right. So you have several different classes in the Iron Kingdoms. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay. So one of the things is you're going to have a mechanic, and in this case, it's a female. She is going to be working on your gear to keep it working on, when you're going on missions and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. This is going to be your caller. Now, her role, or his, depending on who you have, is to bring the ghosts or the spectral entities into the area around so that it can be caught into the strange light. Probably should back up a little bit. So this is all part of War Machine or Iron Kingdoms. So I guess technically it falls under Iron Kingdoms, which is a game system made and owned by Steamforge Games. And a little bit over a year ago, I think, or around a year ago, they did a Kickstarter for their new IKRPG Requiem, so Iron Kingdoms Requiem, um, Steamforge Games, or Strangelight. And we actually had one of the guys who helped make it on the stream for the Atlanteans podcast, which is the other podcast I'm on. And they came on, or he came on, and he talked a little bit about it. We talked about the history, the fluff. Now, it's based in the 5e, so Dungeons & Dragons 5e, which is a D20 system, but it's set in the Iron Kingdoms, which is also where War Machine is set. So War Machine is a tabletop war game. Iron Kingdoms Requiem is um, sorry, Iron Kingdoms Requiem is a RPG, and it's pretty cool. Now, they actually sent out a quiz the other day talking about did they want to stay with 5e, did they want to try to go back to like 2d6, did they want to go to like Daggerfall and things like that. So if you have the opportunity, I'll link it afterwards when we're done, and I will link in the chat. So if you guys want to go and fill out the quiz, I think it's still going, or the survey. So let's get back to it. So Strangelight Institute um, was or is in the faction. They are the people who search that things go bump in the night. They're gonna go search out for ghosts, for different types of specters, undead zombies, or infernals, which are kind of an evil thing that makes deals for your souls. And they go and look at it and try to solve problems for the common man. They're not going to go deal with them on a huge scale. They're going to deal with a smaller. They also deal with things like the Grimkin, who are based on like kind of Grimm's fairy tales a little bit. If you're a bad person or stuff like that, the Grimkin will come for you. But sometimes innocent people get called in it. So the Strangelight Institute was set by Baron. Oh, what was his name? I should look it up. I want to say Strathmore is the guy's name. Um, and So he developed the cooling system because he was actually originally trying to go to Zoo, which is another planet, or not another planet, another continent, and he developed refrigeration. Well, in that process, he lost his daughter and his wife in a freak storm that was happening, and he wanted to be able to go to or Kane, which is the afterlife in this universe, and get his daughter and his wife back, get their souls back, and bring them back to their body. And he wanted to see his kids or his family again. So he went and researched how he could possibly see the other side. And that's where he developed, or he met someone who was going crazy and blind, who developed like a purplish blue um, flashlight, for no for a better word, um, that shows ghosts and things like that. And then he founded the Institute, and they've been trying to find out how to cross over so that he could possibly go and find his family. So this most recent Kickstarter is taking stuff that was in previous editions of Iron Kingdoms, specifically when it was a 2d6 system instead of a d20 system, and bring it into the new world. Now, in a lot of D&D, you're going to be focusing on, oh, I'm gonna kill this orc, or I'm gonna do this, and it's all about the money. In Strangelight, it's actually more on the knowledge you're getting and things like that, and um, it's really cool that way. So it's not just combat focused; it's how you can solve problems. There's obviously combat. You're gonna deal with specters and things like that, and I'm gonna get into further things on how people deal with it. All right, so let's get back to it. All right, so you have the miniatures that you could do it. Uh, be on par with. So the actual miniatures. Sorry, I was just reading chat. So Crispy asked. He said, "I'm assuming the price is going to be on par with Warhammer." Um, and it's actually a little bit less expensive. It's actually really cool. So Steamforged Games actually makes a very reasonably priced war game. So compared to Warhammer 40K or Warhammer Fantasy or things like that, they actually make very reasonably priced models. And you can also, now I don't think for this specifically, but you can for other game systems, if you go on my mini factory and go to the tribes or do purchases, you can actually get the files. You can purchase the files, so then you can then 3D print them. And some of them print really well on FDM, some of them print really well on resin. So if you have an FDM or resin printer, you can actually print your own game system. Or not game system, but miniatures to play, which is really cool because not a lot of companies do that. But Steamforged Games is really looking at, hey, we can sell you good models, we can sell you STLs, and you can work with how you want to do it to come into the game system. And I think that's awesome. So let's get back to Strangelight. So like I said, these are the miniatures. These were included in the set I got. I actually got the. Sorry, I'm gonna actually just give you the official thing. I got the Iron Kingdoms Strangelight Workshop Collector's Edition. So I did the Kickstarter. Um, I've been doing all of their Kickstarters. Super awesome. They're really nice. They do high quality books. They do high quality rules, and then of course you have the miniatures. So let's get back to some of the classes that you can pick up and some of the miniatures that come with it. So like I said, this is going to be one of your mechanics, and they are going to keep the Strangelight gear working. You have the caller, who is, like I said, is going to bring in the ghosts, the specters, things like that. And so they have a hood that closes off all of their physical senses, their hearing, their sense of touch, their sense of sight, and they even actually mute almost their mouth too, so that they can purely focus on um, the spiritual side or being able to communicate with the ghosts or infernals or things like that. So here you have an investigator. So he is going to have a Strangelight compass, or not compass. Oh, he's going to have a compass, and this is going to be able to tell him what type of Strangelight or what type of entities he's dealing with. Is it a Grimkin? Is it an infernal? Is it a standard specter? Is it just a calm ghost? Things like that, and it tells him what he's dealing with. And then he's going to also have his tool bag with him, and that's going to have different things that he can put on, steel powder or iron flakes or powder, so that he can try to deal with some of the other entities. Okay, so this is really fun. This is going to be your bouncer. So he is in a suit that is filled up with gas and has electrodes going through it, and he is trying to um, oh, you know what? I just realized I messed up. So this is actually not going to be your mechanic. This is going to be, I think you're called an enforcer. This is a person who has an electric stick who knocks ghosts and stuff away. So where this guy is defensive, This guy is more offensive, but you need both to deal with situations. Like one person will take the hit and, kind of control where the ghosts and specters are going. The other guy has that rod to really kind of push him back towards it. So you're going to have a mage. Now, mages aren't necessarily liked by Strangelight because when you get magical powers in the War Machine universe, normally you've made some sort of pact, or a god above you has made some sort of pact to get you magic. And there's always, costs with those. And that's one of the things that why people don't always trust the mages. All right. So, actually, probably should open it up and see. I don't have them labeled, which is a thing. Actually, you know what I can do real quick? Because I'm here, I am going to pull up the Kickstarter real quick and just tell you exactly so I don't say things wrong. It's been a little bit since I looked at the actual project, and I would like to give you guys the exact name of everything. Actually, it looks like there's more minis than what I thought. I thought there was only going to be 6 in the Kickstarter, and I think they said that they would possibly do more. So it looks like we got 8, including a Strangelight projector. All right, let me go down here. Show more pledges. I might have a Kickstarter problem, I'll be honest with you. And of course, it's going slow. Probably because I'm streaming and capturing everything else. It's one of those things that happens. All right, Strangelight. All right, here we go. Come on, open up. Yeah, I'm really pushing the processing power right now, trying to, well, not the processing power, but really more on the um, my bandwidth for locally. All right, so let's give you the names of each of the little miniatures here. All right, so this is the bouncer. Protects comrades from bandits and authorities. Has a electrified rod. Then I was right. This is your caller. So this is a spiritually sensitive wielder of potential psionic forces. Then you have, like I said, this is going to be your investigator. So a shrewd mind who leaves no clue uncovered and whose lumitite captures the images of the unworldly. So actually, this is the person who has lumitites that actually captures the pictures. So this is your investigator, and then they also use slides and flashes to capture the pictures of what they're actually looking at. So I, he is a jammer, so full of gumption and grit, with lightning spewing gauntlets for punching ghosts in the face. He can also kind of shift them around, and he keeps everyone safe. So here is your strange light mechanic, the main line of defense between your team and the explosions of malfunctioning prototypes. Like I said, this is your arcanist or your spellcaster, a spellcaster who slings a few spells, most likely as a consultant and definitely in return for coin or money. Then you have the Strange Light Big Projector. So this is actually cooled. They talk about in the story that this is cooled by the technology that Baron Rathmore developed, and then putting it through the lights and the lenses to give out that purplish blue glow. So that's pretty cool. Those miniatures, I'm super excited with these miniatures. I can't wait to prime them and get them painted. And you guys are gonna actually probably see me paint these things this coming week. I'm actually moving other things off my painting schedule to get to these. Let me make sure that you can see them. Sorry, I've been changing up my system and how I'm doing everything, so I'm trying to do it through Streamlabs now, so I changed some of it, and then I'm also running the camera for my face so you guys can see me. If you don't want to see me anymore, just tell me, I'll turn that camera off. I can always put something else up, but normally when I'm painting, you're going to see what I'm painting, and then you're going to see my face, and if you have any questions, I do try to check the chat. All right, so those are the miniatures, which there's 8 instead of 5. So I always like 3 extra miniatures. All right, let's grab some other stuff out of this box. Ooh. All right. Here you're going to have the DM screen that came with it. Again, it's really cool. Each of their Kickstarters comes with a DM screen, so I probably have 4 or 5 of them now. So you're going to see these awesome, beautifully drawn illustrations of the stuff, and then of course it's going to have your information on how you're going to do combat, your ability scores, and things like that for what you need for 5e. It's also going to have the different Strangelight things that can happen, as well as quick loot. And like I said, it has great pictures. Really gives you the feel of what you're going to be encountering. I actually want to go and get some clear resin or some clear filament so that I can print some of these ghosts and make them look like clear, and then do a blue glaze on them and maybe an LED at the base to really make it cooler for my players. I really try to go over and beyond for my guys and my gals that I play with, because what can I say? I really enjoy DMing for people. I just enjoy making sure people have a fun time. Same thing with when I do War Machine. I want to make sure everyone has a good time playing and get everyone involved. And that's what I do for when I do RPGs as well. Ooh. So this actually looks really nice. That's a gold metallic. I don't know if you guys can tell. It was all nicely sealed. It's heavy, probably because it has all the books and stuff that's going to go inside it. Don't want to break the minis. Let's move them off. All right. All right, there you go. So let's see. First thing, you're going to have a dice bag, it looks like. So let's see what kind of quality this is. It feels nice. I always like a new dice bag. I always need to have some dice for my clickety clackety, or a bag for my clickety clackities. So feels like it's a good quality bag. Holds in place. Definitely going to be one of my new bags. Ooh. So unless you've played with me in person, you don't know that I have a lot of patches on my gaming bags. Well, it looks like I'm going to have a new patch, the Strangelight Workshop, that I'm going to have to get sewn on my bag, which is pretty cool. Let's make sure we have some good light. All right. Strangelight Workshop. This certifies. Definitely going to put my name in there. And I'm a member. Ooh, and it's an embossed gold. Yeah, Jacob Strathmore. I was right. I couldn't remember there for a minute, but pulled it out of my head. I always this makes me laugh. All funeral arrangements to be discussed with Cronin Bailey, quartermaster. He's actually been in the books, both the fluff books and which is called Wicked Ways. That was actually written by Privateer Press by a couple of the writers there, and then you can now get it through Steamforge Games. All right. Ooh, dropping things already. All right. So it looks like this is the stamp that they talked about on the Kickstarter. It's going to be, so if you get an ink palette, it feels like a pretty good stamp. And it looks like it has some nice detail in there. So it's obviously reversed so that when you stamp things, you can do it. So I like doing things like that for my players. I will print something out and give it to them, and that way they kind of feel like more in the game. Looks like here's some coins. Ooh, these are nice and heavy too. Everything in here feels like a really high quality, which is nice. Looks like another Strangelight coin. Please return any remains to Blackwall Hall. So Blackwall Hall is where Jacob uh, Strathmore. That's his mansion, his noble area, and that's also where he runs a Strangelight, or the Strangelight Institute. Let's see. Oh, it's a token for the sub or for the rail system there. That's pretty cool. Let's see. What does this one say? Looks like a thing in Infernal. Looks pretty cool. Ooh, the Cygnus. So that's gonna be pretty cool. So in Signar, oh, this is supposed to be a Signarian crown, I think. Yeah, this is gonna be their money. So this would be like your gold coin, and it's the Signarian Cygnus on the back. And then they call them crowns, so that's their crown. That's pretty cool. Here you got a map. Ooh, this feels like it is nice quality. Oh, little baggies, gotta clean those up later. So let's see, where is this? Oh, it's Cyril. So this is where you actually have the Strangelight Institute. It's the city of Cyril in Signar, which is one of the countries. And this is really nice quality. So it's nice and thick. It has a good border, so you don't have to worry about it. And then it has all the information and it's broken down. It's pretty cool. Very excited to hang that up so my players. I always find my players do better when they have a map in the background. So what I do is I put it up on cork boards, and that way the players can look behind me, get an idea of where we are in a city or in a country. I also have like the maps for the Iron Kingdom set up when I play. So let's see, case file 4, the Vaults of West Shore Abbey. This sounds gonna be pretty cool. Um, I love all the little details they put on the back, like restricted, archive, destroy, like all those things. They really went over and beyond what they needed to do to really kind of give you that immersive feel for everything. I think that really makes a difference when they could just, pump something out, but oh, this is going to be the one of the missions, one of the pre-made missions, and it looks like it's going to be two different areas. Yeah, so you're gonna have the crypts underneath, and then you're gonna have part of the forest. So if you use the pre-made, you're gonna have the map, which is gonna be pretty awesome. Let's put this back before I lose it. Like even the envelope is like a nice sturdy envelope, which again, it just shows that they went over and beyond to make it nice. Oh, this is gonna be nice. So you have like the rantings of a crazy person, more rantings or further. Oh, this is gonna be, it looks like the inventory of what they found. That's really cool. And you can see it's probably written in different handwritings, by who signed for it, who did it, things like that. That's pretty cool. When it was taken in. Oh, you always gotta love the bureaucracy of things like that. All right, let's see. Oh, this is information on the book of Scion Lucas and his own words. That's gonna be pretty cool. I can't wait to actually go through all of this and just break it all down to look at it. That's that's okay. Sometimes that was just how it got put in. All right. Oh, this is the actual so it'd be called a one shot or a module on how to do it. So it's for fifth level characters. It has the background, the information. It's gonna be really cool. Just in case my local players up here look at the stream and watch, I don't want them to necessarily see what they're about to be encountering. I always enjoy throwing crazy stuff at my players. I think they enjoy it a lot too. Ooh, all right. So each of these is a different case file. I would have thought all these would have been in that. Maybe they just didn't make it into the binder. That's okay. But it looks like we have um, 4 full case files, so 4 full modules on how to play and things like that. So that's gonna be pretty cool. So like if I have to take new players, oh yeah, I bet you that all this was supposed to go in here. Um, Put these away then. Don't want to mess anything up. I'm gonna put it all away correctly. So if you get this at home, you could probably start at case 1 and go through, or if you wanted to start at case 4 and just do any of them. So the arch nemesis, the trolley problem, E Pluribus Mortem, and the vaults of West Shore Abbey. So that's gonna be super exciting. All right, so looks like these are the spell cards, so quick cards, so that you don't have to keep looking in the book for them. Let's open this real quick. So I actually just moved recently. Those of you who've been following me for a while, um, I moved across the country and had to start a new D&D group. My previous one in Virginia was going for a long time. It was pretty awesome, but I had to start one here, which it was cool because I was able to take some of people from previous place that lived near us. They were stationed near us, so I was actually able to bring them along with some new people into doing like D&D here. So we've done I think 3 sessions here, and I can't wait to teach them the new stuff. But yeah, like arcane bolts, like simple things that you need. And I love like again the detail you have here, like the classified findings and things like that. They really did an awesome job. All right, let's see. These are the quick encounters. And it's a tarot deck. That's nice. And then everything is actually shrink wrapped. So it's nice, you know that you're getting it new, it's sealed, it's not going to be damaged. That's nice. It means that they again went to that extra effort. So this is gonna be cool. So this is gonna be, a little bit of stuff on if you need to come up with something quickly to do an add-on, or just, on the fly for your players. Let's say they've decided that they're gonna go off the rails and they don't want to go with where you thought the story was gonna go. You can use some of those to quickly give them different encounters, which is cool. Yeah, anyone who's DM'd for a while knows you can take hours and hours and hours of plans and make it all work, and then the player comes in and interacts with it, and it just all goes right out the window, which is okay. It's fun, but it can be fun sometimes, and sometimes you're like, what is going on? All right, so we're gonna start with this book first. So this is the Strangelight Workshop Operations Manual, authorized personnel only. It's a nice quality. I know I keep saying that. It's true though. They went over and beyond with what they had to do for these books. Like very high quality, very nice. I would joke that I would buy more products, but again, if you guys are here, you probably already know that I would buy more products. Oh, here's the little back information on what it is and give you a little bit of information on it. And I like that they did it on a separate sheet so that the book is nice and clean. Because, like, sometimes you open it up and you're like, oh, that just kind of ruins the effect of it. Whereas here, it's like a nice, nice book. And then you just have a little extra thing on the back. Oh, I love the feel of opening up a fresh book. Just nice. Oh, here it's going to give you the knowledge of what's going on in the Iron Kingdoms, um, things that have been happening lore-wise. That's really cool. Um, if you guys pick it up, you'll get to see it. All right, and then so this is going to have like basic ways to play. This is going to have your characters for Strangelight, which are compatible with the rest of Iron Kingdoms, and also with 5e D&D. And then you're going to have monsters, special equipment, and ways to help you with it. Now it's only going to have a few monsters, I think, just a bare minimum. But that's why you have the Spectronomicon. So the Spectronomicon is basically your monster manual or your Monsternomicon. So in Iron Kingdoms they have Monsternomicons. In D&D you would have a monster manual. So here is your Spectronomicon, and this, see again they did the nice thing where they had the piece on the back so it doesn't, so you get this nice quality on the back, and you don't have to necessarily worry about, oh, what's this, you know. Again, I like that they did that. That was nice. Helps with the immersion of it as both the DM and as the player, I think, because if my players see me picking it up, one of the things I really like about Iron Kingdoms is I've been playing War Machine for 2 decades now, and I can use my previous miniatures that I've owned for different things, and I can then take them into and use those miniatures, kind of like a Warjack. So this is a Menoth light Warjack, and I can use this when I play Iron Kingdoms so that people can see it, and that's really cool. So the Spectrum has a lot of really cool ghosts and demons and things like that in it. Crazy monstrosities. So here you have relics that are, it's like a person's body and mind put in there for the reliquary. It's so nice. Oh, it has archons. Ooh, Deathjack. Oh man, this is. I love how they also broke it down into. Oops, I should bring it over here. Um, Catch, kill, study, release. So it's like, or some of them had a void on it. Wisps, spellbinders. Oh, I'm gonna have to just sit down and just go through these books. I actually did have the digital copies. If you don't want to have hard copies because space and whatnot, all the books are available digitally. But if I read too much on a screen, I start getting really bad migraines. So I really appreciate that Steamforge Games does high quality books, so I can just sit down and read them. Also, a funny thing. So I have kids, and when my kids were really little, well, even still to this day, when I read to them, I will actually read War Machine or Iron Kingdoms fluff to them, and they just love it, and it's nice. I joke with my wife, the reason we had kids is so that I always have gamers to play with in the future. And you just foster their imagination and their reading and their writing and their math. And that can help from doing tabletop games. And it's pretty cool. Oh, sorry, I forgot the chat. Um, so let's see. So Crispy says, I've never played a tabletop game before D&D Warhammer. I just got into it a year and a half ago, and all I have is Chaos Army, and I found a Goodwill a few months back. That's pretty awesome. Oh, and then there's someone who is, it's a spam bot. Let's delete them. I don't want cheap followers and stuff. Where is, move this space. Let me go over here. And uh, so in OBS, I knew how I could actually go in and moderate. I don't know if I can do that here. Chat settings. Um, I don't know if I can do that. I might have to do that on actual Twitch because I think it's on Twitch. Oh, actually, I didn't check to even see if it did the. Um, I have to. I always get frustrated when you get bots coming in. All right, let's. How do I delete a message? Nope. Pin this message. Reply. This is a problem, guys. I do new things and I can't figure out how to do stuff. Turn shield on. Chat settings. Show moderator actions. Hmm. Click to reply. Pin this message. I don't want to reply. I want to delete it. Hmm. let's see. Turn shield mode. Chat will be cleared and any. Oh, that's not what I want to do. All right, I'll have to figure out how to delete that in a second. Oof. Did I pause? So I see viewers. Oh no. Don't tell me I crashed. Let's check this. Let's refresh real quick. I just opened up Twitch on my computer. Oh no, now it's showing up. Okay. I don't know. I got worried there for a second, guys. So that is the Strangelight Kickstarter by Steamforge Games. Again, really nice books, really nice minis, like high quality. I can't wait to paint these things. And this, um, yeah, it was a really good deal for getting everything that you got here. Oh, I think I took the dice out. The Strangelight Strathmore dice. So again, everything's like purple and bluish. So here you have, ooh, this is nice too. These are, I always like a dice that I can read very clearly from across the table. And these with the purple and the white is gonna be nice and clear. And then it looks like the Strangelight icon, their lens, the light they put is the max. So here's the 4 on the D4. On the D20, it's there. And then oh, you got two D20s. Well, that's nice. Maybe I'll give one to a player if they're really behaving themselves. The D10s, the 12, the 8, and the 6. Yeah, so that's pretty awesome. I am super excited with this Kickstarter, and I was really happy when it showed up at the house today. So, do you guys have any questions? Actually, need to see where it shows viewers. I know that Crispy was here for a second. I don't know if he or she is still, or, or K Wispy. Sorry, K Wispy, not Crispy. K Wispy. Um, well, that was yeah, that's the Kickstarter stuff. Again, super excited. If you guys have any questions or anything, please ask now, and I'll answer the questions. How did the stream look to you guys, by the way? Oh, it's Tabor. Oh, I know who that person is. It's always nice when real life people show up, you know, to support you, like friends and stuff like that. Well, Tabor, sorry, Tabor, when you come up and visit me up here, I will teach you how to play War Machine, and I will teach you how to play Iron Kingdoms. I think you're gonna like it. To everyone else out there, thank you so much for tuning in, and obviously you'll be able to do this as on demand later on, and you can watch it on any of the social medias that I have. I don't know if I'm gonna put it up on Facebook. I need to probably make a new Facebook specifically for all of this, but it'll be put up on YouTube and Twitch and all of those. So if you wanna come and check it out later on, thank you so much for everyone for coming on out, and I will talk to you guys all later. Bye.